Good morning, survivors, and happy Friday! Today, I thought we would talk about 7 ways that you can stop trying to be a people pleaser. Cure your people pleasing ways. All right, so let's get started.
My name is Angie Atkinson, and this channel is all about teaching you what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want.
Would you consider yourself a people pleaser? And if so, do you try to help other people at the expense of your own needs sometimes, maybe without even thinking about it? Well, that's not your fault. That's what happens when you've been in a relationship with a narcissist. And often we're conditioned to be that way based on the way that we were raised. We were taught that our happiness wasn't as important as the happiness of our parents or other people in our lives. All right. So let me ask you a question. Do you sometimes try to make people happy because you want to avoid confrontation? Do you feel guilty when you put yourself first ever? I know I do, or did, not so much anymore. Do you always try to put everyone else before yourself without even thinking about it? Yeah, if so, you're a people pleaser, and we all are up to a point. But when we've been abused by a narcissist, sometimes it's our standard MO, and it's not always healthy for us. You know what I'm saying? Look, trying to make other people happy at your own expense is a very bad way to spend your time and energy, because the fact of the matter is, you know, just like the people on the airplane will tell you, you got to put your own oxygen mask on before you can put anyone else's on effectively. Does that make sense? So if you're looking out for everyone else, who's looking out for you? Who has your best interests at heart? You might think you're trying to be nice, but really that's not what the full story is. Unfortunately, people pleasers, since we feel a need to make other people happy, our motive isn't always entirely altruistic. Sometimes, like I said, it's toxic because of the way that we've been raised or conditioned to be by our narcissists. Sometimes we're just trying to avoid confrontation, if we're being honest with ourselves. And sometimes, yeah, we feel like we're helping other people, but when we do something nice for another person, it also makes us feel good about ourselves sometimes, right? So, but in the meantime, our own lives kind of unravel in the process. So we have to understand that what happens is that we end up losing other people's respect because we don't take care of ourselves. We have to teach people how to treat us. You feel me? So when you don't respect your own time or needs, guess what? No one else will either. So, you know, what you're doing is you're teaching people how to treat you, and not well. So one thing we're going to work on is teaching people how to treat us properly. All right. But I'm going to give you 7 ways that you can kind of get past this and start moving forward with your life. All right, let's do it. But first, do you have your coffee? This cup comes from a collection of mine. I think I told you guys about it before. They came from Pier 1. I just like it. So this is the 7 ways that you can avoid pleasing other people and actually please yourself for a change. All right. So number 1 is get validation from yourself. This is a hard one. I've learned to do it, and it's kind of satisfying, but you know, we spend our whole relationships with narcissists not being validated, seeking validation that we never get, right? So if you get validation from yourself, you understand that, you know, you don't need to make other people don't have to make you feel good, okay? Other people don't have to be happy to make you feel good. You have to work on what makes you happy. You have to build up what makes you feel good, and you have to put your attention on pleasing yourself for once in your life. Just try it for a little while. You will find it is amazing. And you know what? With practice, you know, it gets better. The people who try to please everyone are always looking for external validation. We've been taught in our lives that external validation is the only way to go. But the truth is, my friend, that you get to validate yourself. And when you can learn to do that, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Just try it. So that kind of brings us to number 2. The fact is that it can be incredibly liberating to learn how to take care of yourself and please yourself first. You have to get your own validation from yourself. People, you know, who need to receive validation externally, it's a difficult thing. You have to understand not everybody needs to like you in order for you to be happy. That was a hard one for me because I really need everybody to like me. But at some point, I realized that it doesn't matter who I am or how amazing I can try to be. The fact of the matter is that some people just can't like me, and I'm okay with it. You know, that's why there are lots of people in the world, because some people aren't my people. Y'all are my people, but some people might not be my people. You see what I'm saying? So It's not even possible. You have to realize that there are some people you're never going to like, and there are some people who won't like you, period. Everybody has the right to like who they want and what they want, and everybody has their own preferences. So you have to understand some people won't like you no matter what you do, and you just have to be okay with that. It just doesn't matter. Feel me? Crazy, right? Number 3, you have to learn to say no. I know this is a hard one, but the fact of the matter is, with practice, it does get easier. And, saying no to others and even to yourself. Because the fact is, you don't need, to do everything for everyone. With practice, you can learn to do it your way. And when you're asked to do something that you don't have time to do, just say no. It's okay to say no sometimes. When you put pressure on yourself to make other people happy, say no to yourself. It's that simple, okay? When you say no, you're saying yes to something else. What you're saying yes to is, yourself. Okay, so let's say that some coworkers are like, hey, let's get together and go out after work today, okay? But you don't want to go because you have things to do with your family or whatever, right? So by declining to go, you're saying yes to spending time with your family or whatever your other thing is that you have to do, or catching up on your sleep or whatever else. You have to know what you're saying for yourself, what you're doing for yourself. You have to put your own needs first sometimes, especially when it comes to real basic stuff like this, okay? Keep doing what you're doing for yourself. Number 4, and this is a hard one, you have to learn how to deal with the aftermath of saying no or doing your own thing. So what are the negative consequences you might face if you start to refuse inconvenient or unreasonable requests? Other people might give you some general negativity. Narcissists might push it even further than that. But when others are used to controlling you, they won't give up that easily. So you're going to have to stand your ground, okay? Be prepared for that. You can also expect a negative reaction from yourself, unfortunately, which is mostly going to be guilt. You're going to get over it quickly, though, if you want to. Hang in there. It gets better, I promise. Another tough one. You might lose some people. Some people are only hanging around with you because you do everything for them, okay? You don't need to have those people necessarily, but you know that there are a few people that are, maybe they've been pretending to be with you or be your friend. And once you stop accommodating them, they may move on. But guess what? If that's the case, you may be better off without them. They were never really with you on a real level anyway. You see what I'm saying? So understand that this will also mean that people will begin to have a new level of respect for you, okay? And that will bring you new friends who are on the same page with you, people that you actually can relate to and get along with. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Imagine. Number 6, this is a hard one for me. Drop the apologies. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I say I'm sorry way too much. And I've gotten a little better at it, but it's natural for people pleasers to want to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, or they'll be like, here's this gift I got you. I'm sorry that it's not exactly what you wanted, or whatever. You don't need to say you're sorry all the time. Only say you're sorry if you've actually done something to deserve, to need to say you're sorry. You don't have to apologize because your priorities don't match up with someone else's. You end up doing too much and you're too concerned about the opinions of other people when you do that. When you try to, have the right priorities, you have to prioritize your time as you see fit. You have the right to decide what's important to you and what isn't, okay? You have to avoid apologizing if you don't have anything to apologize for, bottom line, all right? Number 7, people pleasing creates anxiety. Hello. We all know this, right? You're more likely to feel anxiety and guilt if you, are a people pleaser. It's a fact, and that's really difficult for us, and it's also bad for our health, okay? You end up doing too much, and you're too concerned about the opinions of other people. So when you try to do too much, and you try to be too much, guess what? You're going to be stressed. It's a fact. Something to think about. Remember that the gains from attempting to please everyone will never outweigh the costs, okay? You will always end up getting screwed in the end, as it were. You end up you put yourself in a position that you don't want to be in. You put yourself in a position where nobody's taking care of you and you're taking care of everybody. But somebody's got to take care of you, and it's going to have to be you, my friend. This is how life goes sometimes. But when you can learn to do that, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's beautiful, and it feels really good. You have to learn to get validation from yourself. It is very difficult. I'm going to link to a video up here, if I remember, that shows you how much validation you can actually get for yourself. You don't have to please other people to feel good about yourself. The fact is that you can give your own needs your attention because you deserve as much as everyone else, okay? So as you're going through your day today, I want you to take the time to think about, what do I really want here? What do I really need here? And then I want you to give that to yourself, okay? Just for today, give yourself first priority and see how that goes. And if you like it, maybe you can do it tomorrow too. What do you think? Give it a shot. All right, I'm going to wrap up. I have got to get this girl to school, get this video online for y'all, and I will see you soon later today for another video, okay? Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thanks so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really means a lot to me. See you soon.
It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body, take care of your soul, nurture the real you, and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.